Most people think a vacation with a large family means eating out 3 times a day. But with 8 kids, that would cost us hundreds of dollars just for food. So instead, we did something a little different. We grocery shopped on day one, we build simple meals into our trip, and we only eat out a couple times for experiences we really want to remember. Let me show you exactly what our family ate on vacation and how we made it work without overspending for our family of 10. Hi friends, welcome back to the Mama Simply channel. I'm Amber, mom of 8 kids, and today I'm sharing something a lot of you have asked about. What do we actually eat when we travel as a large family? This trip to Gatlinburg, Tennessee looked a little different than planned, but our food system stayed the same: simple, budget-friendly meals that kept everyone fed without all the stress. And we planned a couple splurges in between. So the first thing I did before we even left was I ran to Costco and I got these chips for us to have for lunches that I was planning on this trip. And I'm going to show you everything else that I picked up. And we'll go through here. I grabbed some of my favorite mimosas to have on hand. And I picked up all these other things for us to take. While I was at Costco, you know, when you're at Costco, you got to grab all the things. So I grabbed also the Malbec. That's amazing with chocolate. We were short on the dishwasher soap, so I grabbed that. I also picked up some ranch because this is Noah's favorite condiment. And for our trip, I grabbed these goldfish in the single packs. And so those will be for the car ride down. And for every day, I grabbed several boxes of Cheerios. Oh, and while I was there, I found these eye masks. Those are adorable. So I grabbed 4 boxes of cereal. I'm going to take 2 with us on our trip. I picked up a new kind of fish sticks. I also picked up some deodorant while I was there. I picked up these fruit snacks. So these are coming with us to Gatlinburg as well. I also stocked up on these pizzas. So these will be for when we come back. That way I don't have to worry about making dinner when we get home. So planning ahead there. Making sure that we have plenty of wipes because, you know, accidents happen. Getting bread, 4 loaves for sandwiches. So lots of the twin packs for sandwiches. Greg picked up a case of the Coors Light for him to take to Gatlinburg as well. And for dinner tonight, I'm going to serve these scalloped potatoes. So a quick and easy meal. I was also low on butter, and Costco has the best deal on these 4 packs of butter, so I grabbed that. So I am stocked up on butter, and that can go in the freezer. It'll be fine. I got maple syrup. We're planning on having pancakes when we go. And I also got 2 gallons of milk. This will last us a day or so before we head out on our trip. And Noah's the one doing this video, so I guess he really thought it was important to show you the Malbec. And also shaving cream. We were short on the shaving cream, so we got that. My husband loves these peanut butter pretzels, so I got those for him to take on the trip. He must really think we like the Malbec. And I don't know what he's doing. These fig bars, those are going with us to Gatlinburg. And chicken salad. My husband really likes chicken salad, so I get these canned chicken breasts, so we will have those for lunches as well. The Malbec. I did not get that much Malbec, like 1 bottle, so I don't know what he's doing. And then these cauliflower pizza crusts, I really like those. And then the pepperoni pizzas. So we are all set. We'll have the pizzas when we come back. And I don't know what's the deal with the Malbec, but he's trying to make it look like I'm a lush or something. I don't know. I got strawberry jam for sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Those are going to go with us to Gatlinburg as well. Okay. Yeah. There's only one bottle of Malbec. Okay. I don't think he's going to be allowed to do videos anymore. All right. So one of my top tips on saving money when you're a large family and you're going on vacation is packing lunch supplies. So when I was at Costco, I grabbed the cheese singles, I grabbed the chips, I grabbed the water bottles, I grabbed the bread. I just got everything, and it was super easy. You just throw it in the cooler, and then you just have a quick and easy lunch. And we are just making life simple. So just taking the fixings. Now you can make stuff ahead of time, but my kids don't really like the condiments being soggy. So whatever works for you. And we had just the most gorgeous day on our way to Gatlinburg, and just seeing the mountains, and just such a gorgeous day. And it was a really beautiful drive on the way down. So we were really, really excited for this trip. We were planning on spending a full week down there, but we had a medical emergency and we had to come back after only spending a few days down there. But we really made the most of it, and we really enjoyed the weather. One of the first things we did before we left was to make out a plan of the meals that we were going to have for the week, and also coordinating that with all the places that we wanted to eat out and the activities that we had planned. So my whole week was planned out, and I made the grocery shopping list off of that plan. So as soon as we got to Gatlinburg, this was actually, I think, Pigeon Forge, we stopped by the Kroger. It was about half an hour from our cabin, and we stopped there and we just loaded up on everything on our list. And I'm going to walk you through everything that we had planned for what we were going to have for the week. And on our list originally, I had several things that I was planning on making, but then we also had a lot of things, places that we wanted to eat out. And as we got there and we were talking with the kids, we actually made the decision that it would be better for us to prioritize eating at home rather than going out to eat so much. And that was because once the kids got there, they just saw all the things that there were to do. And so everybody was really on board with the idea that instead of eating out so much, it would just be better for us to eat at our cabin. And our cabin had a full kitchen, so that really helped. And with some planning, we were able to make our own breakfast and lunches and really make sure that we cut down on the expenses. Because for us, eating out in general is about $150. And even if we were going to eat out like we originally planned for breakfast and for lunch, because those tend to be cheaper for large families, the kids just saw so many things that they wanted to do. We had to have the conversation of, okay, we can't afford to do all these things that you want to do that are really awesome and go out to eat at these other really awesome places that you want to go. So how about we just pick our top things that we want to do, our top activities, and then we can decide what restaurants you guys really, really want to go. And that's what I'm featuring in this film. So as you can see, since we're a family of 10, grocery shopping with everybody, we are a 2-cart family at least. And we usually shop all together. And we got everything that was on our list. And we just went row by row through the store. And we pretty much take up the whole aisle when we're there. So we got everything on our list, and I'm going to walk you through everything that we had to eat that week. And just because we're eating in our cabin doesn't mean that we're not still having great food. We decided to have our favorite homemade spaghetti, and you can see our cart's really filling up. And we grabbed meat while we were here to have on hand for dinners. And the kids also decided that they wanted to have tacos. So we grabbed all the fixings to have tacos, because those are a big favorite. And the kids just really love our homemade tacos. And we also picked up some breakfast foods. Really, I picked up a lot of the things that I didn't want to pack in a cooler, that were just going to be better off getting on hand while we were there. So I picked up breakfast foods. We picked up some easy dinners for us to have. And so all of that just makes it so much easier. And this one trip saves us hundreds of dollars compared to eating out every single meal. And also makes the rest of the trip calmer because we already have all of the food ready. So we already knew what we were going to have, and we also knew that we had it on hand at home. So it was really no big deal because we didn't have to do all of the thinking and the preparation. We had already done that in advance. Okay, so as you can see, our carts are full, and I don't think we can fit one more thing in here. And come along with us back to our cabin, and we're going to show you what we had for the week. So for breakfast this week, I kept things really, really simple so we could get out the door and get going on our day. And so breakfast was always kind of the easiest meal. For our typical rotation, I serve cereal or oatmeal, eggs if we're cooking, along with a side of fruit. Sometimes I will do muffin or quick breads, and usually coffee. So on this particular morning, I made scrambled eggs, cheesy scrambled eggs, and so those are nice and fluffy. And I fried up some bacon, and I also made some hash browns, and everybody likes those with ketchup. So this was a day that we had a little bit more time in the morning. Everybody was a little bit slow getting up, but most of the mornings we would just do a really quick, simple breakfast and be ready to head out for our day. And the goal is not fancy. The goal is just fast and filling so we can get on with our activities. And this was day 2. This was the day that we were planning on going to the aquarium. I have my Heavenly Hunks. I also have the protein oats. My husband has his coffee, and I picked up this coffee creamer at the store. The kids like Honey Nut Cheerios with blueberries and milk. So it was just a quick morning breakfast before we were ready to get out. And then this day was our last day that we were planning on being here in Gatlinburg, and I just served scrambled eggs with a side of fruit and some sausages. And so the kids just could pull the strawberry tops off the washed strawberries, grab a scoop of eggs. Jack has his hot sauce that he just can't go without. And we were ready for the day. Okay, so every day when we were getting ready to go out, I would pack our cooler up with water bottles and some ice packs. That way we always had some cool water to be able to drink. And while we were down in Gatlinburg, it was really, really hot. We were having a heat wave, so the temperature was well in the 90s. And especially being out in the sun and walking around, it was just really refreshing to be able to just grab a water bottle out of the van. And we would usually just have something that we could either pack or throw together quickly. So this is what keeps us from eating out every day and just having sandwich stuff on hand. And everybody can have a quick lunch meat sandwich and some chips and some fruit. Or I also planned carrot sticks, and we brought condiments. And so just having a quick lunch helps keep everybody fueled and satisfied for lunchtime, but still letting us save money from eating out. And we also would pack a picnic lunch too. The cooler really came in handy. So having that on hand for waters and keeping those cool, and then just also having lunch. And lunch, again, just really simple sandwich, lunch meat sandwiches, really easy to pack. The condiments, super easy to pack up. The bread, my family doesn't enjoy having sandwiches that are pre-made, so we just bring along all the sides and everybody can make their own sandwich the way that they want. And it's not soggy, and just a bag of chips and a bag of snacks. Okay, so dinner is where we slow down. We usually eat at our cabin or where we're staying, and I prepare simple meals like spaghetti, tacos, easy skillet meals, leftovers. And on this occasion, my oldest is 16, and he made fettuccine Alfredo for everyone. That's his favorite meal to make. And so he whipped that up, grilled up the chicken out on the deck for the grill, and he made the pasta and the sauce and everything. And everybody just crowded around. And there's little Miss Evelyn. And I just served that with a side salad and some fruit. And we picked up some Parmesan cheese at the store. So this is just a really easy meal to throw together. And when you have older kids that are willing to help out, take advantage of that as much as possible. And then another night that we ate in, we had barbecued chicken legs and pasta salad, and that was just a box pasta salad that I grabbed at the store. And my husband grilled up these chicken legs. Chicken legs are super affordable, super quick and easy to grill up. The pasta salad, everyone loves the bacon ranch pasta salad, and I served the watermelon on the side. And we had some friends join us at the cabin, and they gifted us these gourmet cookies. These meals aren't complicated, but they give us time to sit together after a busy day. And honestly, those are some of my favorite parts of vacation. We do eat out, but we made sure to eat out really intentionally. Jack picked sloppy hogs for lunch, and that was after we had spent the afternoon at Cades Cove, actually the morning and afternoon exploring Cades Cove, and we really enjoyed our dinner at the Sloppy Hogs. I highly recommend it, and these places that we chose out and these meals were they just really felt like part of the whole experience, especially Sloppy Hogs. And we also ate at the Old Mill. These were definitely more experience type dinners. And I felt that we really were treated very well. We had great service. The food was absolutely delicious. I got the pulled pork and the onion rings, and I also got a basket of chicken wings because that's what they're famous for. And then my husband picked their like a hot wing chicken pizza, and he said that was really, really good. And Ellie picked just the regular old chicken tenders. So this was amazing, and the service was really, really good. And especially if we live in the Midwest and you come to the South, the Southern hospitality is just really refreshing. And we definitely had our just everybody was phenomenal with the hospitality, and we loved it. And we obviously had a large party of 10 people that really didn't seem to faze them one little bit. We were able to get in quickly. They were packed, and our waitress took really great care of us. And I just can't say enough things. We would definitely recommend going back. And we also picked the Old Mill for us to have dinner together, and our service there was great, and our meal was really good. So the Old Mill is definitely on the top picks for restaurants. I chose the chicken pot pie, and you get all these sides. So by the time we were done, my 17-year-old said that he was stuffed. And coming from a 17-year-old boy, that's pretty impressive. So the amount of food that we got, and the kids said that it was just really, really good. They were so happy with that, happy with the experience. Again, there was a really long wait, but we were able to walk around and do things as a family. So it made the time pass pretty quickly. And so we were really, really happy with our food and with the service and just the whole experience. So highly recommend those two restaurants, and we were really glad that we picked that. Now, we had actually planned several more days of meals and activities, but our trip ended early due to a medical emergency. So instead of stretching our food plan for the whole week, we adjusted and enjoyed what we had left. And we decided to use our remaining food and our budget to enjoy one last dinner together before we headed home. And so the Old Mill was where we picked to spend that time together as a family before we headed out. Here's what worked really well for us on this trip as a family of 10. Grocery shopping first, we shopped at Kroger. Choosing simple breakfast, cereal, oatmeal, scrambled eggs, breakfast meat, and fruit. Packed lunches that we could have on our adventures. Easy dinners, things that we could cook up quickly and easily, and our favorite meals. Intentional restaurant meals, we were very selective with those, and those made for great experiences. And snacks for the kids on the go. This system lets us travel without constantly thinking about where the next meal is coming from or how much it's costing. What we would do differently if we were to do this trip again, and we hope that we can have an opportunity to do this trip again, we would probably do the same food system. I thought it worked really well. With shopping beforehand, having a plan. One thing that I would do a little bit differently is planning one or two simple picnic style meals to have in places like Cades Cove is a great picnic area. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge have some really nice parks. We didn't have a chance to go to those, but that would have been really nice if we would have been able to have that opportunity. And then we were also planning on going to the Forbidden Caverns, and we didn't have that opportunity. I don't know if they had picnic tables there, but we were also planning on picnicking there as well. So those are the places that I was planning on having lunch, and we didn't have that opportunity. So I think we would do that in the future. Additionally, we were planning on visiting the Bush Beans factory and trying out their cafe. And so that was another lunch option that we were planning on that we didn't have the opportunity to try. So those are some things that I would do differently hopefully when we have the next opportunity to go back. I think a lot of people assume traveling with a big family, especially a family of 10 that's as large as ours, has to be expensive or complicated. But for us, it's really about keeping things very simple. We don't need to have fancy meals every single day. We just need food that brings everyone together and keeps the day running smoothly. And honestly, some of our favorite memories from this trip weren't at the restaurants or the attractions. Those were certainly lots of fun. But the best memories were around our table, eating simple food and talking about our day. If you're a big family or just even someone trying to save money while traveling, I'd love to know what your go-to vacation meal is. Drop it in the comments because I'm always looking for new ideas. And feel free to like, follow, and subscribe because it really does help with getting the videos out on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, friends. Be sure to check out my next video, and I'm going to be sharing with you our realistic Gatlinburg trip. I'll be taking you behind the scenes and showing you how it went. We'll see you in the next video.